Now, I know everyone who's watching this remembers the pure stretch 4 from NBA 2K19, but what if I told you that the pure stretch 4 is back? The build that can literally hit any shot on the court from any distance is back in NBA 2K23, and maybe better than ever. And then there's also the playmaking stretch 4 that unlocked elite dribble animations once it had takeover. But what if it was possible that there was a new build that can play like both on NBA 2K23? Shoot from anywhere on the court and dribble like a guard. Well, that build does exist, and today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this brand new ISO stretch 4 on NBA 2K23 that is 7 feet tall. Now, there is a special way that you have to make this build in order to unlock the elite dribble animations when you have takeover, but I will explain that all throughout this entire video, and I'm going to be giving you everything as well, including the jump shots that I was using throughout the entire gameplay. But with all of that out of the way, man, let's get started. Let's go. If you want to get high quality jerseys at a low price, go check out pristinejerseys.com. Link will be in the description down below. Now, when it comes to the vitals, the only thing that matters on this screen is setting your position to power forward, which is how you get the build name stretch 4. And then when it comes to the body settings, we're going to go with the height of 7 foot, weight 230 pounds with a 7 foot wingspan and a compact body shape. Now listen, when it comes to the finishing on this build, you're not going to get a whole lot. Really, the only notable things is a 70 driving dunk, as well as an 87 post control, which is going to get you every single post scoring badge on Hall of Fame, as well as silver quick first step. Now, the reason I made this build like this is because it is actually a pure stretch 4 from 2K19. It's not going to have crazy dunking, it's not going to have crazy defense, but the shooting is going to be out of this world, as you will see later on in this video. Now, although you only get a 70 driving dunk on this build, as long as you could beat your man, you could get some easy finishes around the rim, hit it with a nice layup right there. Now we're in the post, tossing people out the way, and it's just an easy dunk. And listen, you can catch lobs on this build as well without any issues. You see right there, we're out in transition again, and it's just an easy dunk, man. Listen, you're not gonna be able to fly to the rim, you don't get no limitless takeoff, but if you have the open dunk, you can take it. But now let's move on to the shooting, man, and listen, this is going to be the best part of this build. You're going to get a 94 mid-range shot, which is going to get you Hall of Fame midi magician, Hall of Fame blinders, which is going to make it impossible for people to get contests on your shot. And then you're also going to get a 92 three-pointer on this 7 foot stretch big, which is going to get you access to gold limitless range, gold deadeye, gold agent threes, Hall of Fame green machine. You're going to have pretty much every single shooting badge you would need on either gold or Hall of Fame, which is absolutely insane on a 7 footer. Now, with this build, like I've kind of mentioned throughout the beginning of this video, you kind of get two builds in one depending on what takeovers you put on. When you have double shot creating takeover, you can get elite dribble animations as long as you put on 2 ball handle sleeves, and then you'll have an 86 ball control and takeover. Or if somebody puts on silver floor general, that works as well. But you can also be a pure stretch big on this build as well. Look at this right here, spotting up limitless range. It's easy, it's cash first shot of the game, and it still goes in. And that's what makes this build super fun, because nobody wants to guard a pure stretch big on the hash like this. There's no center. Listen, there is no center that wants to willingly guard this stuff, okay? They want to sit down in the paint, maybe in like the middle of a 2-3, get blocks, get boards, throw breaks. They don't want to be out on the perimeter 30 plus feet out guarding a stretch or a sharp. But then once you get sharp take, it is pretty much a GG. You can literally hit a shot from anywhere on the court, which includes shooting from half court. And then look at this, even without take, we're going to take this shot right here behind the hash mark, and it's still going in, man. And this is why I love this build so much, man. It's not the meta. It's not the stereotypical 6'9" rim runner builds that shoot threes maybe once or twice a game. Nah, we are 3 hunting on a 7 foot stretch big, and we're having fun while we're doing it too. We can dribble, we can play off ball. It doesn't matter. This build can do anything when it comes to shooting. That's because of the high shooting attributes it gets on this build. But listen, I couldn't go throughout this video showing all of you guys these highlights of all these jumpers that I was making without giving you guys the jump shots I was using. So when it comes to the first jump shot, it's going to be base Jonathan Isaac, release 1 Tim Duncan, release 2 Dirk Nowitzki. Now listen, Jonathan Isaac base, I tested it. I went through every single jump shot in the game. This is the one that has the highest release point possible. It's taller than Eric Pascal, it's taller than Kevin Durant, and it's the tallest release height possible in 2K23 for stretch big jumpers. But let's say you wanted something a little bit faster. Well, I got just the thing for you. You're gonna go base O'Shea Brissett, release 1 Tim Duncan, release 2 Dirk Nowitzki, and this is going to be one of the very few jumpers for stretch bigs that has an A+ release speed, which is very nice to have in NBA 2K23. This is actually the jump shot I use on pretty much every single one of my centers that can shoot, and it's usually my go-to jump shot when I'm playing in Pro-Am. All right, so now let's move on to the playmaking. You're going to get a 70 pass accuracy, a 69 ball control, and a 62 speed with ball. Now listen, upgrading your ball handle to a 69 is going to be very important for when you have takeover, because that's what's going to allow you to do some elite dribble animations like sham gods and nutmegs, as you saw earlier on in this video. And the reason why this works is that you're also going to pair it up with 2 of the exact same shot creating takeover. So either run double ankle breakers, double puller precision, double negative impact, and that's going to increase your ball handle plus 15 instead of plus 8. So that means in takeover, without any extra boosts, you're going to have an 84 ball control. But now, in order to do those sham god animations and the nutmeg animations, you have to have an 86 ball control. So there's 2 ways that you can do this. One, you need to rock a ball plus 1 ball handle sleeve on each hand, which is something that you could do in park, but you can't really do this in rec or pro-am. So in rec or pro-am, if you don't have access to those extra ball handle sleeves, you need one teammate to run at least silver floor general. You can have an 86 ball control in takeover, and then once that happens, you'll be able to dribble the way that you saw in the video. But, you know, when it comes to the playmaking though, it's pretty solid on this build. You're gonna be able to make your outlet passes, you're gonna be able to pass across the court and do what you gotta do. All right, so now let's take a look at the defense. You're going to get a 78 interior defense, a 67 perimeter defense, a 61 steal, a 70 block, which is going to be just enough to get you bronze anchor, a 50 offensive rebound, and an 85 defensive rebound, which will get you silver rebound chaser. Now, I wanted to keep this pretty similar to how the stretch bigs were in 2K19. They did not have crazy defense. They had decent rebounding, but they did not have crazy defense. So I didn't want to go too crazy on the defensive aspect of this build because I wanted to keep it accurate to the 2K19 stretch bigs. Now, you definitely can make a version of this build that gets a 93 block and gold anchor. You'll just have to lower the mid-range just a little bit, but that's not what I wanted to do. You can make the build however you want though. Now, even though the defense is super low on this build, you can still definitely play some pretty solid defense down low. That 70 block is going to do way more than you think it will. You can actually get some pretty decent chase down animations here and there. And when you're down low in the paint, when you're guarding some of those masher centers, just playing hands up defense will be more than enough sometimes when you combine that bronze anchor with your decent interior. So now here is a look at the build fully maxed out. You're going to get 10 finishing, 30 shooting, 10 playmaking, and 18 defensive badges. And then you can see the physicals down here. We're going to get a 75 speed, which is very nice on a 7-foot build, a 68 acceleration, a 53 strength, a 70 vertical, and a 93 stamina. I usually don't put a whole lot of strength on my centers because usually I can box out just fine without having super high strength. But if that's something you want to upgrade, you're more than welcome to do that. Don't think that you have to copy my build exactly as you see on the screen. But now let's talk about takeovers. Like I mentioned, if you want to dribble the way I did, you're gonna have to double up on the exact same shot creating takeovers, plus adding 2 ball handle sleeves or silver floor general. Or you can run double sharp take and become just a pure stretch big that can shoot from anywhere. The possibilities of this build are endless. You can have infinite combinations of badge and takeover combinations to create whatever stretch big you want. You can break ankles, you could shoot contested fades, you could shoot from half court. It doesn't matter, man. This build can do everything offensively. You're gonna get these player shades, which include Kevin Durant and Kristaps Porzingis, and you're gonna get the build name Stretch 4. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm out. Peace.